Hello everybody, my name is Betha Ondieka Woman. A very special welcome to my YouTube channel. It has been a minute since I have been back here to post some content, but do not worry, I am back with another video. And without wasting time, let's go ahead and get started. Today I would love to talk about 10 different mental health signs you should never ever ignore, because they could be a sign that your mental health is deteriorating or falling apart. Now, I want you guys to particularly pay attention to the dysfunctionality in the signs and symptoms that I will mention, the extremities, and how long some of the signs and symptoms last, because this will help you identify if you or your loved one are struggling with what particular mental health disorder. And now, another disclaimer is that some of the signs and symptoms that I will mention are only tied to one mental health disorder and may not apply to the other mental health disorders. Let's go ahead and get started. Number one, having extreme feeling of sadness or depression for a long time. Now, as we all know, sadness is normal. We all get to experience sadness at some point in our life. Sadness could last something from a day to 5 days. Now, when sadness or depression lasts for more than 2 weeks, this could be a sign that your mental health is at risk and you need to seek help. Oftentimes, this is a sign of depression. Number two, having extreme anger outbursts or mood swings and do not know why. Now, like I mentioned earlier, these things are normal. Anger is normal. Oftentimes when we're angry, we're able to identify why we're having this shift in our mood. The difference between the normal anger and mood swings and someone who's experiencing mental health anger and mood swings is it really hinders their functionality, and they're not able to identify why. If I am angry, oftentimes I'm able to identify why I'm angry, what is making me angry, and why my moods are shifting. Somebody who's struggling mentally may have a difficult or challenging time identifying what could be making them angry and control even that anger and mood swings. And this could be a sign that they have a particular mental health disorder that they need to talk to a mental health practitioner to identify and offer coping skills for them. Number three, you have begun to notice delusions or hallucination. Now, delusions and hallucinations are not normal. Every time you get to experience this, I would highly recommend that you talk to a licensed mental health practitioner so that they can help you identify what's going on. Hallucinations is often tied to the sensation. It's always the senses. We hear sounds that are not real. Delusion is often tied to the concept or idea, and it's this strong belief that is not true or cannot be true. Number four, you have begun to withdraw yourself or isolate yourself from others. This is often very common and easily noticeable among kids or college students. Anytime you identify that you're withdrawing from things that, from people, things that you usually do, this could be a sign that you need to engage in a self-care routine. And if this doesn't work, you need to talk to somebody that can help you identify what this is tied to. Oftentimes, especially among college students and younger kids, this is oftentimes tied to depression. Number five, you are having such a difficult time performing normal life duties or living normal life situations. Another one that's easily noticeable among college students, there's always a point where some college students have such a difficult time just going to class, dressing up, doing normal things that's considered easy and not challenging. Anytime you or your loved one struggle with normal life situations, just a sign that their mental health is at risk and they need to talk to somebody to help them identify what could be going on. And this is another sign that's often tied to depression, especially among college students. Number 6 or 7, you are sleeping way too much or way too little, or you are not sleeping at all. Oftentimes, it's recommended that we get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Anything less than that could be a sign, and especially if it's extreme and it's prolonged, it goes for a very long time, could be a sign that you're experiencing some mental health issues, or just you're mentally exhausted and you need to take care of yourself, or you need to talk to someone to identify what could be going on mentally. Number 8, you or your loved one has began to use drugs or has began to abuse drugs. Now, if they're already using drugs, they begin to use a larger quantity of drugs, or if they were not doing drugs at all, they begin to use drugs. Now, this oftentimes the use of drugs is tied to a coping mechanism. This makes them feel better. This kind of eases the pain a little bit. But oftentimes, substance use when going through mental health could even make it worse, because now you will not only be struggling with mental health issues, you'll be struggling with substance abuse issues as well. Lastly, is you have begun to find ways or think of ways to harm yourself. This is oftentimes when people have gotten to the end of the rope and they're tired and they're exhausted and they're just so over it and they want to die. Anytime you start to begin thinking of ways to harm yourself, kill yourself, or you have conversation with your loved one and they begin to mention things like, I want to die, I want to go away, I never ever want to wake up. This is a sign that things have gotten really, really bad and they need to speak or see someone. If you're not able to have this conversation with them, I highly recommend that you do not even wait. Go ahead and seek help, or go ahead and find help for your loved one. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video created more awareness of the different signs that we get to experience in a day-to-day life that could help us identify if we are struggling mentally, if we're exhausted mentally, and what we need to do when we experience these signs. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.